Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Glad to be with you this morning. Every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. It is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. Let's go ahead and get started. We do have futures are red this morning. Dow's down 147, Nasdaq's down about 54, excuse me. S&P's down 15, and the Russell's down about 16. The dollar is up today 0.14%. The VIX is up 3.3%. Crude oil is up 0.24%. Gasoline's up. Gold is up. Silver slightly down. Copper's down. Bitcoin is down. So is Ethereum, kind of rejecting near that all-time high top or level of top. Very similar to the S&P. We had a new closing high on the S&P yesterday. Probably didn't even know. We're so used to it now with so many all-time highs. Welcome to a bull market. It's just what it is. I sent out a note this morning to the team, and it really was an FYI. Two things. I want to show this to you guys. Guys, please be very careful. If you are on our Discord, this is not me, CEO.Gar Capital, not me. This is me, CEO Gar Capital, all one word. Dallas Cowboys, Real Madrid, and sneakers. 2019 member of Discord on this name. So if you want to keep an eye on this, they copy this stuff too, but all one word. I had a DM from somebody this morning stating that someone pretending to be me was asking for money directly. I will never ask you for money directly. I will never ask you for crypto directly. I will never ask for brokerage, crypto access, login information, or personal information. I'm not interested in your personal stuff, guys. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to help, not take over your stuff. So if you are not sure and you are on the blog or you're on the Discord, go to the live market blog. Do you see my name, CEO Carlos G? Just add me as a friend. Make life easier. I won't bother you. I understand you guys have lives. Totally get it. My life is right here in front of the screen, as you can see. But just be very careful. If you're not sure, just email us. If you're not sure, just there's so many ways to contact us, even on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Gar Capital, all one word. There's just the scammers are so annoying. Just I guess I'll just say it really off topic that even with social media, my personal account has to be on private because these scammers take my family's photos and my photos pretending to be me. And then they don't care, obviously. And Instagram doesn't either. So again, I apologize for that. If you are not sure, guys, just ask. Don't send anything to anybody. Don't send money. We have a website that's secure, where you're protected. Please, just no Cash App, none of that jazz. We don't want that. That's not what I want. Okay. I apologize for that. So I just wanted to state that. Second thing today is tomorrow is the CPI report, consumer price index. Hello. That's tomorrow. That's our inflation data. We'll get the core and we'll get the regular flash number. And then we have the Fed at 2 p.m. So it's the first time since 2020 that we've had both at the same day. I really don't expect much today, guys. It's just more than likely to me going to be chopped just like last Monday and last Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, Monday we had a nice little pop, very similar to what we had last Monday. Really, where we got the action was Wednesday. Where do you think we're going to get the action tomorrow? Wednesday. So, again, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on the price action today. Yesterday was very strange. Dollar was up. We had VIX up, gold up. We had bond yields up. We had Russell, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow all up. Crude oil, gasoline, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and copper. Like everything was up except treasury bonds. That was like the one thing. So when you're not really sure on the environment, your best bet is just to wait. So that's kind of what we've been doing at the moment. And yesterday we had the Apple conference, and it is now flat. We tagged the 100-day, 100 SMA, 100 MA on the 1 hour. Let me get some water. Give me a second. There we go. All right. So I did have a question this morning from Painless. I love that name. Good morning. Thoughts on Apple 621s? I got it at 76 cents yesterday, so got a really great price, better than me. It is green technically. This is where we're closed. If we're basing it on the bid, so you got a 1 cent profit at the moment. We did tag this 200 MA, like I said, and we've been holding it really since last Friday and the Thursday before, and 2 Thursdays before that. So it's still an upward trend. We did not tag those recent highs to get rejected as of yet, which was right around 198.13 to right around 199. We got near it. We had the WWDC event Um, Market didn't exactly cheer, but we did get that ChatGPT OpenAI partnership with Apple going to be integrated on the phones. Sell side got their hands on it. Wedbush, all these names, Jeffries, Goldman Sachs, they're all putting their price targets. So far, it seems to be rather a positive, at least pre-market. We're getting somewhat of a bounce, but kind of a sell the news event. We were green in the morning yesterday. We were 27% last week. And obviously, looking back at it now, I'm like, damn, I should have closed ahead of the event. But I wanted to squeeze as much as I could from you guys. I still think this goes higher. Now we just have CPI and the Fed tomorrow. So we just got to see if we, continue higher. We're getting a bounce, so that's good news. That's good news. We need to get above 196.72. That's about $3 from where we are now. So basically, what we're looking for on Apple is a retrace of the move yesterday, which will make you painless, not have any pain. You would be triumphing with your profits as you got into a really great price. Let's see. Mario is asking about Nvidia. Yeah, how's this? Yesterday, I was looking at Nvidia and I put a note yesterday. Look how close we got to breaking down that 116.62 level. Very close. We got to 117.05. Granted, I was looking to short there. I even put a note to everybody on the watch list and charts that, hey guys, what I'm looking for is some shorts. Maybe we get down to 114. I was kind of setting stuff up, and then we just got this bounce. So I'm like, oh, and then I was looking here at 123. I'm like, oh, 125 may come, but if you're not sure, don't send it. That's what I say to myself. So anytime I send a signal, I have to really be careful, which I always want to be. But Nvidia right now, day after the stock split, again, I did say that I expected this to pull back, which we did slightly on Monday, but then we bounced back immediately. So it's a tough one. You could see just pretty much in range, really since Thursday. So I'm not going to touch it here. If you break 125.59, like we said, there is a golden Fibonacci extension to 150. I wouldn't target the 150 calls or anything, but at least you have a roadmap. I talked about that this weekend. Let's take a look at DraftKings. DraftKings was one that, again, I waited. I'm like, let me just wait and see before we do anything. And we are now settled above the 200 MA. Great. There is a gap to fill. Again, this is the same setup that we've talked about: Target, Starbucks, Intel, and all these names that we've traded. Intel being the only one right now that's not working out with this gap fill. 39.50 to 40. 40, I did see some volume. I'm going to see this morning if there's any volume. The only thing that concerns me, guys, is adding risk ahead of the Fed. So we need to get out of it like as soon as possible, or we need to set up our plan on what we want to do. So with that being said, on DraftKings, I'm going to keep an eye on, see if we get this break above 38.20 or so. That'll at least break the recent highs, and then we can see what we can do. Obviously, if we do break it, I'll keep an eye on the volume. It was part of the watch list. When it comes to watch list names, stuff that we've already looked at and we kind of prepared ourselves for. It's not something new. So those obviously I feel more confident because we already know ahead of time what we're looking for. It's usually the ones that are kind of just breaking out and different names that are coming on, they get reversed on. Those ones I get a little bit little concerned. But for right now, again, the day before the Federal Reserve, and a CPI number, again, you just want to be prudent. But it's good to see Apple bouncing at least now. Do you see CRM around 240 this week or going up or down? Same question with Boeing. Let's see it. And again, with the caveat, guys, that tomorrow is going to be a very, very big day. So just be careful. We do have a gap to fill very similar to these other names that we looked at. Same thing with DraftKings with their earnings. So the question remains, do we get to that gap? So we're at 241.84, break above 246.74. Then we can target the 260 calls, 265 calls, depending on volume, by time, obviously. But you do have this 255 level, probably be a little more prudent if you want to be a little more conservative and just target the 200 day, or you can just step it up a little bit and target the 20. But the goal here is that we filled this gap here, we filled this gap here. Now we want to fill this one, and we want to fill this one, and then we want to fill this one. So we got three more to the upside. The question is, the CRM turn around? If the Fed decides to be a little more dovish than expected, CRM is going to go higher with tech because rates in the dollar will go down. So I wouldn't see it as more of a CRM centric move. It's probably more of a macro move. Let's see Boeing. Boeing, the land of headlines. I got an alert above 195.80. If we can get above there, yes, I would do the 200 calls, maybe the 210s. or 205s around this zone. This concerns me. This 200-day, that's 201. That's what I'm looking for a target. If we break above 195.80, that would be it on Boeing. But you could see that downward wedge break, downward wedge. Are we getting started to go on our way higher? That's really the question on Boeing. Amazon and XOM. This is from Fran. Amazon needs to get, and we've traded it already, above 188.61. It did. Those calls hit 40% yesterday, the ones we had last week. So that's great. 188.61. If that breaks, then I'll target the 190s, 192s, or what have you. The highs are 191.70. You're above the 20. You're above the 50. Again, this is going to be affected tomorrow by CPI. We know that. So again, if inflation comes in higher than expected, Amazon is a consumer discretionary shopping, they're going to be hit. So the question is, do you really want to take the risk there ahead of a big event or a big report? XOM. XOM is now at 113. Yep, dying on this island here of this channel of the cup and handle. Nothing has changed so far. It's just still staying in the handle. We need crude oil to go up. We need some kind of news. Yesterday, we did have a nice push in terms of the market and the stock itself. It was up slightly. It was as high as 114.24 and pulled back. And what we need is this guy to get below stupid 105, and it won't. Again, ahead of the Fed, ahead of CPI tomorrow. The question is, where does this go? Do we get to 106, or do we finally get below 104 and start heading over here? I think the CPI is rather irrelevant, in my opinion. I think we'll get some kind of initial move. Obviously, everyone wants to make assumptions, but I think the Fed is about to dove pretty hard. Again, it's an election year. They know what it is, and they want to cut rates. The question is now September or November, let's just say, or I don't know if they'll do it in October. More likely to me, September. I don't think they cut in July. I don't think there is a Fed meeting in August. So we're looking for September for a cut, and we'll see if Fed Chair Powell starts kind of laying the foundation for that. And if it does, we go higher. The stock market will. We're near all-time highs. Or if we're a little overbought in terms of the stock market today, tomorrow, what have you, we'll get an initial pullback, maybe. But it really depends on what this guy says, and we don't know until he speaks. So we can make predictions all day, but again, we just got to prepare for anything. Let's see, thoughts on ARM. Semiconductors. Yep. Well, if you break above 145 or so, sure, you could target 160 being the high, but a nice bounce. The 20 is above the 50. That's a really good momentum sign. So far, so good here on ARM. Again, you're kind of looking for 145 for a break. Let's see, Apple. Yeah, Apple, again, it's bouncing. So it's not like the worst thing in the world. We're actually green pre-market. So we'll see if it gets on the road up there. But again, tomorrow is the FOMC and tomorrow's CPI. So we just got to wait on that. And this is a consumer discretionary. I think ChatGPT and the OpenAI thing with Apple is a great deal. I was looking at some of the kind of the cool features that Apple has. For example, that math notes calculator and the writing. I thought that was cool. So market again initially sells it off first and says, I don't care, sell everything. And then we'll see if we start clawing our way back. And yes, I do have Apple calls. Nike, yes, let's look at it. Nike's trading at 95.90. Again, kind of the same deal. Not much to discuss really until the Fed and the CPI tomorrow. So I really don't expect much to happen today. And it kind of sucks. This is why I really didn't want to do anything yesterday or really expect much, just for the fact that it could be just a holding pattern here. So really the real action is going to happen tomorrow. Doesn't mean we're not going to be watching, but we just have to prepare for what the CPI holds. And that's pre-market tomorrow, 8:30. So be up with me tomorrow and we'll kind of discuss everything and get ready when we have the CPI figure. Yeah, Nike again. In terms of what we're expecting, at that pullback, just get above that 100-day. That's really it. And you're kind of stuck in this channel. But we did break above it, and then we settled back down. We got as high as 27%, right around here. We're looking for this gap to fill. Same thing with CRM, same thing with Target, same thing with Starbucks. You're doing post-earnings work. So we'll see if we get this push. But really, again, do not expect the world today. Now I say that and watch us start soaring or anything crazy, but you could see the hourly, guys. Monday of last week, Tuesday of last week, Monday of this week. Where do you think we're going to be today? Wednesday of last week was the move. Thursday was nothing. Friday was chop with NFP. The meet is tomorrow. So today will be just kind of observing and watching, see if we get something. I wouldn't add any risk here on the day before. Let's wait till after and see if we can clean up some stuff. Maybe Apple gives us a little bit of a push. Maybe Nike gives us a little bit of a push. We will see as we go. But as of right now, the best bet is to sit on your hands because even this, we had this yesterday and it flipped to green. We hit new all-time highs as well. So be patient on this end. Wait, and wait because unless we know exactly what the reaction is tomorrow, forget what they're going to say. The reaction is what we're trading. So it's kind of hard to predict what the populace or traders are going to look at information and react accordingly. That's going to be tough. So we will see. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you tomorrow to recap the CPI number on the morning note. Cheers, all.